Welcome back to Scotland. So I'm out with my good friend Simon again today. Say hello, Simon.
Morning.
And we're just making our way up Glen Kinglas on a very misty and miserly Scottish weather day. So today the plan is I'm going to check out my very first ever mountain bothy, which is located in a place called Abbysinia. Scottish viewers, please accept any pronunciation errors as always. Well, what a difference a day makes in the Scottish mountains. So yesterday, a video you'll probably already seen on my channel, Simon and I, we walked up Ben Eam, and it was absolutely glorious weather. Yeah, today it's not quite as good, but it's not cold, it's not chucking it down yet. It might be later, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. What a perfect day to go and have some lunch in a bothy. So let's go and see what the day brings, shall we? So this glen is absolutely gorgeous, even on a moody weather day like today. In fact, the mist, which is hanging over the two mountains that are either side of me, is looking spectacular. The two mountains that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, the names of them will be on the screen now. Unfortunately, I failed my A-level in Scottish mountain pronunciations. But yeah, it would be nice to see them without low-hanging mist, admittedly, but definitely adds to the occasion. So the weather has turned foul now. You can probably see the clouds just whipping alongside the mountain there. I'm really hoping this bothy's open. It's like, couldn't have picked a better day to actually take refuge in a bothy. Right, well the bothy is coming into view, so we must be heading in the right direction. Oh well, the bothy's open. Thankfully, the weather is proper wet and wild out there. This is fantastic. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I'm an absolute sucker for a bothy, and I've been to a few in the Peak District, but really they're more shooting cabins that act as shelters rather than a proper mountain bothy. And as we know, Scotland is the home of the mountain bothy, and this is a proper one. I'll take you a little bit of a tour in a second. Right, let's take you on a bit of a guided tour around this bothy then. I mean, they've thought of absolutely everything. You know, got coat hangers, which is obviously ideal today, seeing as it's chucked it down on the way in. Right, I'll show you in the main room. I mean, there's absolutely loads of space, loads of tables and chairs, which will no doubt accommodate quite a few people at peak times. There's the fire, quite a bit of I think wood's been collected. Not cold enough to need a fire today, but I think that'd be ideal in the middle of winter. And as every good Bothy has, it's got its own stock of supplies, no doubt left by the weary traveller as they've stopped by here. There's even a little bit of classic Highland single malt Scotch whisky, but I'll leave that for somebody else. No, absolutely fantastic. So let's go and have a look through at there's a sleeping area as well, so we'll have a look through there. I mean, there must be space for half a dozen people in there, no doubt. I think there's even a sleeping bag or a blanket of some description. Absolutely fantastic. I would, at some point, really like to spend a night in a Scottish mountain bothy. That's on my bucket list of things to do, so at some point I'm definitely going to have to do that. Right, I think it's time to have a little bit more tea before we brave the elements again, because it's still absolutely rubbish outside, the weather. Oh, that's what bothies are made for. Well, lunchtime anyway, tea. Maybe night time something stronger. What do you reckon, Simon? Would you spend a night in a mountain bothy?
I might be tempted.
I mean, this one's reported to be haunted, though.
Yeah, maybe not this one.
Right, well, I think in a bothy it's mandatory to make an entry into the bothy book. So I've done just that, along with a shameless plug, as always, to my YouTube channel. Right, time to wave goodbye to the bothy. Absolutely fantastic, that. Of course, we've left no trace as you'd expect. Could have spent hours in there, but there's some really heavy rain due to arrive in about an hour and a half, and we've got an hour to get back to the car, so we best make a move. But I'll definitely be back to a Scottish mountain bothy at some point to spend a night there. Right, back into the elements. Managed to safely negotiate that river. You'll have seen from the footage, only just. I've not brought my walking poles with me today, so I've got my boots on, I should have just waded straight through. It's been far easier than trying to step on the wet rocks. I'm guessing that could be quite tricky to cross, you know, after a bad spell of rain, if the water's much higher. Well, it looks like the forecast rains come much earlier than anticipated. There is a mountain there, not that you can see it. So there's Ben Eam, which is the mountain we walked yesterday, in completely different weather conditions. Well, we've decided to return to the welcome sanctuary of the car to do the closing comments for this video. The weather has properly set in. It's vile out there. Definitely a day for a lower level walk like today, and not one to be on the tops of mountains. But it's been absolutely fantastic. My first experience of a Scottish mountain bothy, so really made up to have been able to check that one out. along the way we have taken a few time lapses as well, so if they've come out okay, I'll play those straight after these comments, so you can watch those if you want to. Right, okay, so we've still got many days left on our Scotland adventure, so I think there'll be a few walks without the camera, but certainly at least one more where I'll be taking the camera with me. But until then, thanks for watching this one. Bye for now.